Hey everyone, this is how I set up my disc for this light painting project. First thing you're going to need is some LEDs. I bought these from Micro Center. They come in all sorts of colors and sizes. And you're also going to need some small cell batteries. These are CR2025 3 volts. And some electrical tape and a pair of scissors. Alright, let's go. So putting them together is pretty simple. All you have to do is put the positive side to the negative side and tape it down. If it doesn't light up, just flip it over and it should work. And you want to do this to all your batteries and lights. And I'm trying to show you here that 2 batteries at 6 volts is brighter than 1 battery at 3 volts. And it's kind of hard to tell during daytime when I'm shooting this, but it is brighter. And ultimately that'll make it easier for your camera to pick up the lights when you take a picture. But do whatever you want. I'm sure there's not one way to do this. And in fact, I'm certain there's a better way to do this than what I'm doing right now. But what's the fun of doing a project if you can't learn from it? And once you have all your lights and batteries together, it's time to affix it to your disc. And what I like about this is that you can set these lights up on your disc however you want to create all sorts of different patterns when you throw the disc and get the slow exposure. This isn't even how I set up the lights on the disc that I used for the shots. For that disc, I actually used 8 lights around the edge of the rim instead of going across the disc. And there we go. I'm not really worried about the aerodynamics as I'm not really trying to rip it that far. But enough jibber jabber, let's get out into the yard. I set up my camera behind the basket and made sure I was in focus before I turned the lights off, and then set it to manual focus so it would not go out of focus. I also have a remote trigger and I set it to bulb mode so I could set the shutter to open and close when I wanted it to. I also filmed this whole ordeal with a GoPro, but as you can see, the footage doesn't look too great, so here's what the pictures look like. And here I wanted to drag the basket under the trees, hoping that the tree limbs would reflect some light. Didn't exactly go the way I planned, but the framing from the tree branches looked pretty cool, so I was happy with that. And this time I moved the basket by my shed and put the camera behind it. I also wanted to shoot vertically to see if I can get more of the sky into the shot, and I think it turned out okay, especially with some of the roller shots. And this one actually ended up being my favorite shot of all of them. I hope you guys go out and try this. This was a ton of fun. And don't be afraid to experiment and make mistakes. This is actually the 3rd night I tried to do this before I got any pictures that I thought were worth posting. And now that I've done it a few times, I'm actually hoping to go out and get some more shots. And if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. And maybe leave a comment below letting me know how your shots went.